We got a couple more days.
Yeah, yeah.
All
No,
right.
it's been great. So
Oh, we're live. We're streaming.
We're streaming. All right. So listen, today we're talking about San Diego Comic Con 2022. So we're going to talk about John Wick 4. We're going to actually the big like trailers. Then we'll talk about DC and we'll talk about Marvel there. All right. So
Yeah.
I guess I mean, listen, going live. We're already live, but we'll do our normal routine, which is we're going live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What's going on, podcasters and YouTubers? This is Hav here, one of your hosts from the Real Fan Review, coming out of Long Island, New York. With me today, we got my brother B.
what's up, everybody?
We also got our man in the chair, Al.
How's it going, everybody?
Yeah, boy. No Sanj again tonight. We keep recording on a Monday, so that's messing up Sanj. It's messing up Sanj's whole flow, but it's okay. We're gonna get Sanj back on one of these episodes. Maybe next week we'll get Sanj back for the Nope review. We
Hmm.
we got a chance to watch Nope this weekend. Me and Al did. I know
Yeah.
Brandon's gonna watch it sometime this week, and so will Sanj. So maybe those guys will give you a Nope review. I will be in Colombia for the next couple of days. But listen, there's so much stuff to talk about tonight. We're going to be talking about the San Diego Comic Con that just happened over the past weekend. I believe it was from Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's a 4-day event there in San
Yeah.
Diego, which, luckily I was talking to my wife. We might end up going maybe next year, but we'll talk about that
Ooh.
another time.
Okay.
But let's get into the San Diego Comic Con trailers that came out. Let's talk about first. We'll leave DC and Marvel for the next thing we talk about, which will be the DC one, and then we'll talk Marvel. But the first thing we'll talk about is some of the other trailers that came out there. There was a Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power trailer. There was the Game of Thrones, House of Dragons trailer. We got the Dungeons and Dragons trailer, and then we also got John Wick 4. A couple of great trailers there in all four of those, man. And I think they all speak to what we all love, which is movies. And if you're loving movies like we do, you kind of get into those little Game of Thrones and the Lord of the Rings there. So you're kind of into those kind of things too. So Al, let me know, man. Out of those four trailers, did one of those stand out more than the other for you, or did you like one more than the other?
Uh, Out of this, nothing really stood out. They all, they're gonna put out their best, so they all kind of grabbed me. Dungeons and Dragons one, I would say, of all of them, was the least one that caught my attention. But of
Yeah.
all of the movies, yeah, there's a
Brandon
lot
with
of
a
stuff
thumbs
coming.
down.
Yeah. Which is sad because they got some good actors. I mean, you got good Chris
Chris
Pine in
Pine.
there. Yeah,
Yeah.
like I would have thought it'd be a little better, especially when you're talking about a franchise like Dungeons and Dragons. There's so much opportunity for creativity and everything in terms of that movie that I was surprised that it was the way it was. So,
Hmm.
but in terms of the others, yeah, no kid. I mean, between some of the movies they announced, I'm excited for for the years we coming, and plus, I'm sure we're going to touch on the MCU announcements during it. So,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
oh, kids, yeah, nah, the next 3 years, I think, are pretty much 4 years, almost basically, are pretty much a lock in terms of what I'm looking forward to in terms of movies.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the one thing that jumped out to me besides, the Lord of the Rings and of course I just finished Game of Thrones. I'm super late to the Game of Thrones game.
Okay, I'm not even
Finished
there
it,
yet.
caught up. Al, do it. It's worth it. It's worth the ride, dude. It's amazing. I just actually finished it up last week and talked to Brandon about it. I thought it was incredible, the show. So to see the House of Dragons trailer, got me pumped up to keep watching more Game of Thrones stuff. But I got to tell you guys, the one that actually like I kept replaying over and over, John Wick 4, man.
Mm,
I don't know how they keep coming up with different action sequences and different action scenes and fights, and they're just so much more interesting than any other action movie I've seen in God knows how long. There's in that trailer, there's a Donnie Yen moment. I believe it's him under the mask with the sword, and they're legitly fighting next to each other with swords and guns, shooting, blocking bullets with the sword, and then going at each other. It looks insane, crazy, and I want it. I want it now, Brandon.
hmm.
I want it now. Brandon, how about for yourself, man? Did any of those four trailers mean anything to you? Did you like one more than the other?
I would say the only one that really caught my four.
Yeah.
Now,
Mm.
I feel like it's like it's one, number one,
Right.
and then it's crazy that they keep it fresh and interesting. We're past the whose dog died. It's like we're like
Yeah.
well past that now, and even crazier part about it is that like I feel like we were talking about Keanu Reeves with The Matrix a while back. I said I was a little worried about his acting ability. I don't want to say his age, but at this point, I feel like his acting was very lackluster in The Matrix. It didn't seem like the Keanu we know. But then in this trailer, I'm like, this is Keanu Reeves. Like, oh my god, like he's back. Like this is Keanu. So I'm excited to see where we go with this because I'm like, this is the guy I've been missing like for the last couple years.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, I loved, again, John Wick 1 was amazing. John Wick 2 was crazy. John Wick 3, we lost our mind with John Wick
Okay.
Part 3.
The library scene alone.
Dude, come on. What were you saying, Brandon? I think Brandon froze to us, Al. Yeah, it's okay. That's what happens when you go live. So anyway, Al, kind of in the vein that you were talking about, which was the whole Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
I did expect a little bit something realer, something a little bit more adventure-y, and
Yeah.
it came across like one of those like jokey Dungeons and Dragons, which
Yeah.
is fine. I mean, it has a place as long as the jokes are actually funny and not corny completely.
Yeah.
But I did get a corny vibe. I'm not gonna lie. I did get a
Yeah.
corny
Yeah.
vibe with Chris Pine and the guy from Bridgerton,
Mhm.
so
Yeah, and for a franchise like that, I mean, you have multiple generations of people because I'm sure there's people that still play it now that take that adventure serious. A
oh
lot of
yeah,
people
absolutely.
that was their childhood. I mean, just look at the way it's represented on Stranger Things. Like
Hmm.
that was people's lives, was living out those characters, building them up, and developing them. I mean, I never got into it, but
Right.
I knew people that did, and like their character became their life. Like that was them. So to treat the franchise like jokey, like I don't know, you could have given it a more serious movie. You could even made Dungeons and Dragons along the lines of a Game of Thrones
Right.
and done it that way. And and made it because they've done Dungeons and Dragons comically, before. This
Yeah.
isn't the
Wasn't
first
Damon
adaptation.
Wayans
Yeah,
in one of those Dungeons and
yeah,
Dragons
they've
movies?
done the Dungeons and Dragons cartoons and so forth.
Right.
Like, I think this would have been a great opportunity to do a Dungeons and Dragons like Game of Thrones style and really
Right.
get into these characters and really get into these adventures and like make it like adult almost, like a movie.
Right.
And so I would like for someone to do that as opposed to keep making the joke, like almost like how did the guy even make it through the movie because there
Mhm.
was no way he should have survived with what he went against. Like just make it one where we can enjoy because these guys would narrate stories for these adventures. Like give
Right.
them something like what they made and
Yeah.
stop giving them like a Mario Brothers type version of it.
Yeah. I got to say that last joke was the guy who's, I think it was Chris Pine, who goes, "Yeah, I make plans. And when the plans fail, I make more plans." So she's like, "So you make plans that fail." So, because if your original plan just worked, you wouldn't have to make multiple plans. Like,
Exactly. Yeah.
so I thought it was pretty funny, man. But at the same time, again, I'm always hopeful, man. I'm always hopeful that these movies will be better than what they look like in the trailers.
Yeah.
And then I always get worried when trailers look super good, and I'm like, I wonder if it's gonna suck. So it's like I always hope for the opposite. I'm always hoping that it's gonna be just a good movie to watch.
Yeah.
But yeah, those out of those four trailers, yeah, that definitely. And again, with Game of Thrones, House of Dragons, and the Lord of Rings of Power, there,
Yeah.
I really am looking forward to seeing those two shows. I mean, those are gonna be what, Amazon Prime and HBO Max.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The only
definitely.
thing with John Wick, as much as I loved it, don't get me wrong, I got every one of them on Blu-ray.
Right.
You know, I'll get 4 on Blu-ray when it
All right.
comes out.
Looks like it already.
Yeah, whenever they show it on TNT, like I don't know if you've caught TNT will play
Mhm.
like 1, 2, and 3 back to back, and then they'll play them again back to back. Like there's nights where they just play John Wick all night,
Right.
and I will leave it on that channel and have all 3 of them playing in the background throughout the
Mm,
night. Um, but my only concern with this is if you remember the timeline, these shits are happening over days.
right.
Because it's like a week I think has passed in real time.
In real time, right?
Meanwhile, it's like 8, 9 years now altogether. So like they better put these movies back to back closer because obviously you're gonna say, what the fuck kind of week did he have if he looked like that when it started and that when it ended?
Right. Yeah, no, it's gonna be crazy, man. And again, like I said, after what was it, Parabellum was the third one.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
can't honestly, I cannot wait to see this one because that last one was just incredible, man.
Okay,
I,
yeah,
I
and
think
all
it
that.
was probably the best one out of the three.
Yeah, and 4. I mean, when you look at who they have in in this movie
Hmm.
and the scenes, the one guy who played Scorpion, I love him in every movie he's in.
Oh, right, right, yeah. I forgot
I
his name,
forgot.
but
Don't
yeah.
have me. I apologize to the actor. I forgot his name, but I've enjoyed every movie, every character he's played.
Hmm.
Sometimes he's been the strongest person in the movie, and like Mortal Kombat for one.
Right.
So I can't wait to see what he brings to John Wick for, like you said, Donnie Yen. Forget it, man. I can't.
Can't just yeah, just can't wait.
I
Yeah.
can't. I can't. I can't. It's got me stuttering.
Yeah, man. Listen, how crazy would it be if Brandon's on right now and then another Brandon showed up and started talking? That'd be the fucking most craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. So let's keep it going. Imagine B logs in on another one live. Yeah, man. And then listen, after those trailers came out on, I believe it was Saturday morning, and I was just like, if this is how we're starting today, I cannot wait for the rest of Saturday to see what's coming out on these the San Diego Comic Con thing.
Yeah.
And then right after those trailers came out, we got well, I mean, listen, the day before was the animation studio for Marvel where they were telling what they're going to be putting out there, and they came out with I Am Groot, What If season 2. I believe there was something else, but I can't really recall the names of the title. But
X-Men
oh,
97,
X-Men 97 was another one.
and then
And
Spider-Man freshman year or
freshman
something.
year. Thank you, Al. Those were the four that they
Yeah.
came out, right? And listen, they didn't really show much. I mean, freshman year looks interesting as far as the animation,
Yeah.
but I Am Groot, freshman year, and also X-Men 97. I wonder if they're trying to put those into the MCU timeline somehow. Did anyone hear anything like B? Did you hear anything about those animations?
The only thing I was that
Mhm.
Charlie Cox was going to play in the Spider-Man freshman year.
So that will probably be part of the MCU's freshman year. That's kind of crazy.
Maybe.
I'm
Yeah, that'd
assuming
be crazy.
next season is going to be sophomore year until basically Civil War.
Hmm.
Considering all of the new news regarding Daredevil, I would assume.
Yeah.
Gotcha, man. Yeah, that's gonna be pretty insane there, man. So I'm actually looking forward to the animation stuff because again, is very cute, but I mean, how much of it is really going to be part of the MCU? You know what I mean? Is this going to be the story of the original Groot that we saw
Mhm.
die at the end of the Guardians Galaxy Part Volume One, or is this going to be the one that was growing in the plant of Guardian Galaxy Volume Two? You know what I mean? So I'm like, which one? Whose story are we seeing in this? So that's going to be kind of interesting to see. Al, did you like any of the animation ones? Did any one of them stand out to you for as far as animation for Marvel?
In terms of animation, the I Am Groot ones. I mean, like you said, I think these are going to be standalones. I think they're just like for the kids. But the animation was pretty ridiculous. Like if that
Yeah.
was anime at first, like when I first looked at the screen, I thought it was like real. Like I thought they were doing like clay, not claymation, but I thought it was kind of like the
Right.
way the Guardians of the Galaxy movies were, where
Right,
you,
like real CGI, really good CGI.
yeah, yeah. So for that to be animation, I was like, damn, this is looking good. And then, for the comedy of it and watching Groot interact as a young Groot,
Mhm.
or whatever they're called. I don't know what they're called, but
Right.
like that that's just it amazes me where this technology has gotten for what these guys can do animated, like in terms of an animated movie.
Right.
Like they look so real, these movies now, and it's animated. So that just got me. The Spider-Man one I thought was interesting because of how far back they're going as to when he became
Right.
Spider-Man. You know, you have that tank of web fluid, almost like a fanny pack in the back. They
Now,
brought
did they say
Norman.
Tom Holland's gonna voice him?
No, I don't think he's. No, I don't think Tom
I
Holland's
know they
voicing
said
him.
Charlie Cox was gonna be Daredevil, but I know
Yeah,
in the What If season one, that wasn't Tom Holland's voice that was
no,
doing Peter
no. I think
Parker.
it might be
So
the same guy for the
Mm.
cartoon.
okay.
Yeah, but and then to know that they already booked sophomore year, like they didn't even try out this first season, and they already got
Cocky
season
bastards.
2. Yeah, but the X-Men one is the one I want to see
They
because I
got
was a
money.
big
They're not
fan.
worried.
Yeah, because I was a big fan of the series when it was first out.
Hmm.
So to know that they're bringing it back and they're extending it after that series, because from what I understand, this is continuing from the end of that series and
Hmm.
taking over with Magneto in charge.
Oh wow.
Yeah, okay. So it's good. That's the one I want to see, just in terms of storyline, not the animation, because it looks like they're going back to the same animation style that they used for the original, just maybe a
Right.
little updated. Um, but I want to see the storyline. Like, how are they continuing that story
Hmm.
from that animated and
Yeah,
bringing it
and
up with
and Marvel
Magneto?
keeps playing around too much, man. They keep like talking about it so much that I'm like, are they gonna bring the cartoon into the MCU? I'm like, no, this is just for fun, right? Like, we're not gonna bring the cartoon versions into the real. Like, what's happening here? They're
Yeah.
playing around too much with all this stuff, man.
Well, who knows? They did What If as an animated, and it was supposed to be standalone. Next thing you know, they're in movies.
Right? No, that's crazy, man. Yeah, man. I mean, listen, the animation part for Marvel was insane too. And again, like I was saying, I am Groot. It looks incredible. I mean, I don't know what the story's about at all, but as far as the animation goes, it does look absolutely incredible there. And then let's go talk to DC now. Let's talk about DC and trying to figure out why'd you even bother, bro? Like, like, oh God, why just show up? Just stay home next time. Like, come harder or don't come at all. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Sick next time. He's that
yeah, like,
PTO
oh,
day.
yeah, PTO. I stubbed my toe today. Dude, use COVID. You can still use it.
Shit.
Still
Or
got
just tell
COVID.
them, or just send a poster that says "See us at Fandom."
Yeah, fandom, fandom. Dude, they put out pretty much their two trailers, which is understandable. I knew they weren't going to do nothing with the Flash
Flash.
because of
Yeah.
all the negative publicity they got with Ezra Miller there.
Yeah.
But as far as like the Shazam, the Gods of Fury, the Fury of the Gods, that's the story.
Yeah.
It looked good. It looked good, but at the same time, the story, I was just like, all right. I mean, the villains, I'm not too crazy about the villains. If they had did something differently in the trailer, I would have probably felt a little bit more towards it. But what is it, Helen Mirren and Lucy
Yeah.
Liu?
And Lucy Liu. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm like, all right, cool. Those are great actresses, but show me them doing something crazy. Show me them doing something like with magic or something. But
Hmm.
it feels like the Shazam family is kind of like they're they got superpowers, so they're kids. Can't expect them to just stay together and then they're gonna kind of do their own thing. And it looks like Shazam kind of needs their help, or something happens with the family where it's not the same, where they're all together. And I mean, listen, from what I saw, it looked cool, right? I don't know. When I ended the trailer, I didn't feel like, oh my God, I can't wait to see this. And that's
Yeah.
what I need to feel. I want to feel like with a trailer that it's just like I take my money. Like I want to go right now, reserve my seat for a year in advance. Like you know what I
Hmm.
mean? But I didn't get that vibe, man. B, how
No.
about you, man? Fury of the Gods.
Boo. I thought it was lame. You know,
Mhm.
I hated the direction of the first uh Marvel Shazam. I didn't like the direction of it. Like I felt like the whole Shazam family could have been movie, or maybe at the end of this movie. Like I felt like it was too soon to introduce more than one of him. You know, like if the series couldn't depend on him alone, then why have a Shazam series? You know, like I think it was just a copy. Trailer is super weak. Like other than Black Adam, nobody knows who Shazam's villains are, and it seemed like I wanted to care watching this trailer. Like I now know that the bad villain in this movie is going to be a stupid dragon. Like like there's no interest there.
Right. I got you, man. I definitely thought to myself, how do we get from here to Black Adam versus Shazam? And I just don't get it. You guys
Yeah,
remember when I kept saying
but I
what was
don't.
it?
Like at the
Shazam?
same time, Shazam. I mean, I call him
Shazam.
Captain Marvel all the time, so
How about for you, Al?
But
Did
like,
you
I
like the
feel.
trailer? Oh, sorry, B. Go for it.
Oh, sorry, I'm a little delayed.
No
Bad.
problem. Go for it, B.
So I would say, I think that I don't want to see the Shazam versus Black Adam. I want to see Shazam. You know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I
Yeah.
have a feeling, B, that at the end of this movie, he's gonna take all their powers back.
Mm.
I do. I think the Shazam family thing is gonna end after this movie, and I think he's gonna take all that power back. Because
And
didn't he
just be
split?
him.
Yeah, I think he didn't. He give them the power.
Well, he just gave them the staff and told them to say
Oh, he
Shazam.
okay. I thought it was
Yeah.
something like he gave them the power. Because you know what? Not for nothing. I did enjoy the first one. I
Mhm.
liked it a lot. The first one, the first Shazam.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was
Yeah.
real interesting.
My
So
only issue with what my thing with this movie is it looks funny. It looks like it's keeping the humor from the first one, which is cool
right.
because that was one of the main things that made that first movie was the humor, was the lightheartedness of it because of the fact that you have a superhero, but realistically it's a teenage kid that's in that body.
Hmm.
So I enjoyed that fact. But at this point, you're in the second movie of this franchise of what I'm assuming is them looking to make it a franchise. You can't have the family know how to use their powers and still have him crashing into cars trying to fly or
Yeah.
not knowing how to use his powers at this point. And if you are going to bring a Shazam versus Black Adam, you can't have him stumbling and going against a Black Adam who's in full control of his abilities and power.
Hmm.
Like at some point, bring him up to a full Shazam. Keep the humor, keep the jokes, and keep all that. But get him to the point now. You're at the second movie. Bring him up to a point where he is a superhero who's like aware of and capable with his abilities
Right.
and do it that way. Stop with the he like flying into buildings. Like I think in the preview he's flying and smashing into cars like
Right.
as he's trying to land or something like that. Like he should be beyond that point at this point and just
Hmm.
if anything making the jokes. If your next movie because right now you're introducing Black Adam, so potentially your next movie could be a collab between the two characters.
Right.
And
It
so
should be.
yeah. So I
It has to
should be
be.
yeah. But I should believe that they are on even keel. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And there's no way you're telling me Shazam is going up against Black Adam and it's going to be a good fight, a good movie because Shazam would, they're two equals. So Shazam, as of right now, right now, would lose in 5 seconds to Black Adam.
Yeah, I hear you,
And I
man.
would hate to have it be another one of these movies where you have a supposedly developed superhero and he's got to do the road back to recovery and he surprisingly saves the day at the end of the movie. No, come on, let this be
Ow.
a good back and forth movie.
We love a good montage. Nice little workout montage. Come on.
Ah, come on, yeah.
Yeah, man. And then I mean, with that also was the Black Adam trailer, Al. And I don't think there was really much of anything new in there.
No,
I think the
come,
letdown. I think the letdown for everybody was we were hoping to see Superman in the trailer, but we ended
yeah,
up getting more Hawkman,
yeah,
and not for nothing. What Adonis Hodge is the guy's name?
yeah. Eldronis or something like that. Yeah,
And I think I mean,
Eldridge.
listen, the face mask looks ridiculous,
Aldrich.
right? But out, yeah. I mean, but it still looked good. And then we also saw the Atom Smasher,
Yeah,
and then we also saw Doctor Fate.
Mhm.
it does look like it's still interesting, but it does look like it's missing something, man. And I don't
Yeah.
know if it's missing like a lead bad guy in the trailers or what. I mean, what'd you think of the trailer, Al?
I mean, I liked it for again for knowing very little about Black Adam, but I have to walk away wondering how much of it was the movie, the way it's being presented, or how much of it is just me being a fan of The Rock and saying,
Right.
"All right, I like what I see him bringing." I mean, that's 90% of why they brought him on is because he's probably going to make the movie. He's one of the biggest movie draws right now. If so,
Movie
if you're going to cast
Viagra.
him, so but that's at the same time, I think that's a big problem for this movie is
Yeah.
because if the only thing you have going for it is that The Rock is the main character, that can only carry the movie so far. You know,
Yeah.
even he's had some bad movies where everybody's been like, I would never see that movie again, or I'll wait for that one on DVD. You know,
Rampage.
this should be, and with DC trying to recover and get back on par with MCU, this should be a movie that's killing it, where you're like, yeah, I gotta see that, you know. And it shouldn't
Mm,
matter that it's because of The Rock. It should be because everything you saw in that trailer made you want to go see this movie,
yeah.
especially considering this isn't the first, this isn't the teaser, this is one of the main, this is like your main trailer for the movie now.
Right.
So everybody should be, this should be your main draw. And even with this, I was like, I could almost kind of wait for this on DVD or streaming, or you know, wait for it
Yeah.
on whatever streaming service it's going to come to. So,
Yeah. Listen,
but
if this one's bad, put DC in the grave. Well,
yeah, okay.
DCEU at least.
Yeah, if they wanted to breathe life into DC, you didn't even have to have a clip, because I don't think Superman's in Black Adam. I don't think he's in Shazam. I don't think he's in either. But just to fuck with people, put Cavill on the stage introducing the trailer.
Right.
You know what I'm
Give us a
saying?
hint. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. This way you fuck with people. You're like, you make them think, oh, he's in the movie. Look, they had him introduce the trailer,
Mm-hmm.
and then you know, like that'll make people just go watch the movie so that they can see the Superman, you know, cameo maybe, and then you just don't have him in it. But you know what? But at least you're doing something to make people come to these movies.
Absolutely, man. How about you, B? What's your thoughts on the Black Adam there? Did you like the trailer?
I mean, it's the same thing as before. Like the trailer looks good. It's the same thing. Like there's no substance there. Like is
Mm-hmm.
Black Adam the villain or the hero? All we've seen is him fighting the Justice League. Yes, the villain
Excuse
of the
me.
movie, and what's the purpose of this whole?
Justice Society. Thank you.
Oh, so sorry. They're still lame. um, you know, substance in this movie. I don't know. Like, I feel like I'm gonna wait because I,
Yeah.
other than the visuals and honestly, I'm super honest. I think that Hawkman is the most intriguing part trailer so far. See a Hawkman movie.
Hmm.
Wow. That's
Okay.
deep, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really not sure what's up with DC, man. And then onto that note, Brandon, the rumors all week long were Henry Cavill was going to show up, and Al said, you don't even have to have him, be in the trailer. Just have him either introduce it by video or even be in person. But nothing, man. And it was just like, I think the whole internet and people who do like YouTube and podcasting about movies, we were all hoping to hear Superman is back,
Mhm.
and I think that's one of the things that I feel like is letting DCEU down, is they're not letting Batman and Superman like just live and thrive. And I don't know, man. I kind of miss
Yeah.
the fact that Henry Cavill wasn't announced, but at the same time, who knows if he was even supposed to be announced? Like,
Yeah.
that's not guaranteed.
Mhm.
But were you let down,
I don't
B?
think he was.
No.
Uh, you know, I I wasn't let down because like DC is moving past some reason. Like getting rid of our best casted characters to say it. You know, we don't know what we're doing either, but here's Shazam.
Yeah, nah, I don't like it. I don't like it
Yeah.
one bit.
Yeah. And the sad part is you don't have people at DC that seem to be listening to the fans, because if you just saw the trend that was going,
Buddy.
yeah, because the trend that started going online when there was a rumor that Henry Cavill was going to be there, or even in the movies, started going crazy.
They were trending.
Yeah, but you don't have nothing like when they announced that. I think that the Black Robot version of the Superman, I think, was put to rest, or they're not considering it anymore.
Right,
You didn't hear nobody talk about that, so that lets you know what the level of interest in that was.
right.
But you hear, oh, Henry Cavill is going to be at Comic-Con. What?
What?
He's going to be in the movie. What? Like, forget it. Wildfire.
Right.
Obviously, that's what your fans want.
Yeah.
Regardless of all this stupidity that's going on. Oh, 13% of the people talking about Zack Snyder cut were bots. You still got 87% of it that was real then.
Yeah.
And if you're talking about what was it, 200? You're talking about millions of comments and
Twitter feed and all that stuff.
if you're
Yeah.
telling me almost 90% of that was actual people, you have a group of people that want to see this.
Yeah.
Why are you not putting it out there?
I wonder how much of it is that they really want to separate themselves from Snyder. You know,
But for what?
I
For-
don't know. I think there's a bad relationship going on there.
Oh,
But at the
kid, a
same time,
4-hour version of the movie did better and got a better reaction than your
yeah, that movie was crazy.
yeah
The 4 hour
made for
version was
cinema
amazing.
version. Like, I don't understand what the logic is of, okay, yeah, let's follow this universe. We may not like it, but it's putting money in our pocket.
Right.
How are you not doing that?
But that's the only way I can explain it.
Because they don't like money.
Superman. Yeah, they don't like money. Okay. Right? Because it's like, dude, you see you have something here. Why are you not going back to it? You
Mhm.
know, and it's just, I guess they're trying to move on and move forward. But like, dude, there should have been a Superman 2 3 years ago, 4 years ago. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, kid.
it's getting ridiculous now, man. So,
Mhm.
you know, that's why everybody was just like, I think because of the DC panel on at Hall H, everybody was starting to be like, you know what? Maybe Marvel is not going to be such a big thing. Maybe they're just going to talk about, you know, Wakanda Forever and Ant-Man, you know, and that's it. And maybe She-Hulk. And then Marvel came in and drop bombs. Good old Kevin Feige took care of us. He's like, guys, I know this has been whacked today. I got you. Dude, Kevin Feige, man.
Oh,
He
kid.
see talk about knowing what the fans want, huh, Brandon?
Mhm.
Brandon on the super delay.
It's on a 20-minute delay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
oh,
there he goes.
yeah, all right. There you go. Oh man. You know what? Al, Kevin Feige.
Yeah, kid. They might as well call that the MCU con, because
Dude.
that was all anybody was talking about, was all that. Like, Wakanda you talking about Wakanda Forever. Yo, kid, just hearing that cover of the Bob Marley song,
No woman, no cry.
oh, kid, and then
Oh,
seeing
dude.
and then with the clips where these are clips of them mourning T'Challa, and incorporating Chadwick Boseman's passing into the movie, like I felt it. Like, and it wasn't because of the character. I was feeling it because of the actor. Like, I
Mhm.
like when I see organizations paying respect to the person.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And yeah, they were talking about the character, but this was them paying homage and respect to the actor who made
Mhm.
that character. And to incorporate that display of respect into the movie like this, where just a trailer version of it made you feel it. Yeah, okay, I was like, oh man, yeah,
Dude, you felt it from the beginning. Soon as the no woman, no cry, and you see what's her name in the movie? Oh, I can't remember her name in the movie though.
I don't know.
But his girlfriend from the first
Oh
movie,
yeah, yeah,
from
yeah,
Black Panther. So
yeah.
she's there looking out at the water, and you just see her face, and then they go to the next person's face, and then they go to Shuri's face, and she's crying, and you're like,
Mhm.
oh my god, they're doing it, they're talking about it.
Yeah.
And then you see all the people from Wakanda in the white outfits, and you already know, already, like what we're gonna see. We're gonna see either a funeral or a
Yeah.
celebration of life, one or the other, or one in the same. And it's like, dude, I don't know how we're gonna all handle it,
Yeah.
but I know for sure we're all gonna be there to see it.
Mhm.
But oh my goodness, Brandon, what'd you think of the Wakanda Forever trailer, B?
Oh my fucking god, I was crying. Like I
Dude,
was
me too.
literally in tears.
I didn't want to be the
I
first one to
was
say it. I didn't want to
I
be the
was
first one to
literally
say
in
it.
tears.
I
It's
cried a
like
little bit. Yeah, yeah.
like the fact that there wasn't a lot of talking in the movies. There were only very minimal talking scenes, and that was from the Queen, and just
Oh,
not a lot, but everything was so I don't know if just because I was connecting the dots like we all were with Chadwick
yeah,
Boseman, but
yeah.
it's just the overall feel of the trailer was like Wakanda is mourning,
Mhm.
and like it got introduced to Namor and like what looked like Namor's kind of origin story a little bit with the baby born
Mm,
in the water.
yeah.
Like even with that, I was like, move us ready for you yet. I'm still
Not
here.
now.
Not
Come
yet.
later.
It was a powerful trailer, and for two reasons, and giving that respect to Chadwick Boseman, but also in giving to respect to that story that they're trying to
Yeah.
tell,
Mhm.
and it was powerful for me. I like teared up a lot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then even the transition of the music, right? We go from No Woman, No Cry by Bob Marley to Everything's Gonna Be All Right. You know what I mean? By oh my god, I forgot the rapper's name. But yeah, to Everything's Gonna Be All Right.
Mhm.
Everything's gonna be all right. So it's kind of like, yeah, we're mourning, but dude, don't worry. We're gonna be okay. We're gonna be all right.
Yeah.
We're gonna get through this. And it was just all of that in the song, in the trailer. And then also on top of that, they have you don't really see a lot of it. You do see a clip of the Queen, played by is it
Angela Bassett.
Angela Bassett, right? And she's saying like, I've lost everything. I've lost my family.
Yeah.
And the way she's saying it, and it's just like, again, like Brandon was just saying, we're connecting the dots for ourselves. Like, she's not talking about black. She's talking about she's talking about our boy, man.
Mhm.
Like she's talking about him, and I'm like, oh my god. And then we get into like, all right, so we can kind of get past the whole thing about Chadwick Boseman passing away, right?
Yeah.
Then we're seeing the scenes itself. It looks like from the comic books that they're flooding Wakanda, and
Yeah.
it's either Namor and the Atlanteans,
Yeah,
Atlanteans,
Atlanteans. Yeah.
Atlanteans. You know what I mean? And I'm like, what is happening in this damn movie, dude? There's way
Mhm.
too much to go on with just Chadwick Boseman's passing alone. Now
Yeah.
you're gonna talk about flooding Wakanda, adding Namor. Looks like someone's stealing something from someplace. Riri Richards as Ironheart. Like, I can't. I can't, dude. I don't even know what to expect. I
Yeah,
mean,
man.
Al, what'd you think of like the whole thing of Namor besides the green tights?
I, t- I mean, at first I was like, wow, for like you said, the beginning of this, because they were dealing with that emotion, they were switching everybody between in white because I think that's the Wakandan color for mourning, and then they
Mhm.
were switching to black. It was very monotone, and then you switch over to Namor, and he's like all these colors. I was like, wow, he's really, it was a contrast for me,
Yeah.
but I like I hope they don't go too crazy with it, but I do like that they're giving his background because like you have
Yeah.
that birth scene and you know it's him because there's the wings on the feet. Um
Crazy.
and yeah, and then you have that one scene where the girlfriend I think is on the beach, but you can see that it's not in Wakanda because you have the Aztec building in the background.
Yeah, the Mayan pyramid there.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
pyramid. So I want to see, like we were talking about the other day, like, are they going to make it that Atlanteans are actually an offshoot of Wakanda?
Right.
And
Like
through
almost like the
years and
similar thing, like
yeah,
the
and
mirror image of them, but just the Mexican,
yeah, yeah, they
Mayan,
were
Aztec inside. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so like, is that what this story is going to be? And maybe they got upset because since they went to the water, they felt like Wakanda betrayed them by siding with the land people or something.
Mm,
So it'll be interesting to see what's the catalyst that causes this battle.
yeah.
Because in that cutscene after, was it after Shang-Chi, when they refer to the disturbance under the water, what's her name doesn't make it seem like they're fully aware. Like she was like, we handle it the way you handle anything. You ignore it, or whatever. I forgot what her
Oh, that
exact
was Endgame. Endgame.
end game. Yeah, we
Yeah.
handle it the way we handle it. You whatever. So like didn't seem like there was much issue of any activity down there.
Right.
So if that's the case, then how do you bring the two to, like, I want to see what's that catalyst. So,
Yeah.
but that movie looks good, man.
It does. It looks incredible. Brandon, let's talk about that shot. That one shot of the gold, the black, the claw. Now, listen, there's people who are saying they see a feminine figure.
It is a
There's
feminine
people who are
figure.
saying that they don't see a figure like that. They can't tell. We
That's a
have rumor.
lady.
That's a oh god, that's a lady. Good Jesus Christ.
That's a lady butt.
I mean, listen, there's rumors that it could be Shuri. There's rumors that it could be, I can't believe I forgot her name in the story, but there's also rumors that it could be Killmonger.
No,
I was like, absolutely not
no,
Killmonger. That's a lady
no,
butt.
no,
That's a
no.
lady butt.
I hope they don't do that. I mean, I like the idea of it being Shuri.
Yeah,
Letting it stay in the
stay in the
family.
family.
Let the sister, like it, I don't think we've gotten any kind of whiff as to what they're going to use as the cause of his passing.
Right.
But if it is something that would call for retribution or payback or any kind of a response, like
Hmm.
I would love that it's Shuri taking on the mantle and saying, "No, I'm gonna do this for my brother, and I'm gonna get him, the justice he deserves." Like
Right.
I would want it to be Shuri.
Gotcha, man. And then let's talk about this now, because this is something that kind of blew some people's mind. And is that and the reason why it blew people's mind is because Kevin Feige has done the introduction of what's to come the last few years. And it was never stated where phase four kind of started, ended, and there was even rumors that they were going to get rid of phases as well. So to hear that Wakanda Forever ends phase four, I thought that kind of made it like, it made it almost like a, oh shit, is okay. So phase four, now I have a little bit more of an understanding of what phase four was, which is I'm giving you all the players. Here are all the characters you're going to see now from here on out, and these are the players in the game. That's how I'm taking it. And it kind of like, this is kind of stupid, but I'm going to be honest with you guys. It kind of made me look at phase four a little different, and I wonder if that did the same thing for you. B, talk to me, man. Did knowing that the Wakanda Forever ends phase four of the MCU, does that change the way you look at the phase four, or do you still feel the same way you felt last week when we were saying like we just really don't know the direction of where we're going?
It's because that same thought crossed my mind when we got the reveal of the other phases as well and where we're heading. And for me, like I was saying last week, it's like the golden age of heroes. Like there's all these heroes, but now I'm not looking at them as heroes. I'm looking at them as chess pieces.
Right.
And I feel like we're setting up a chessboard right now with all these
Exactly. Yes.
heroes and
Game of
Wakanda
Thrones
Forever.
MCU.
Right? And I feel like whatever the end credit scene for Wakanda Forever is going to introduce a villain or some kind of story that sets up the other side of the chessboard.
Doctor Doom. Doctor Doom, please. Doctor
I
Doom.
mean, considering the announcement of what's to come, I wouldn't put it past it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well,
Mm.
they said maybe that he was the introduced in this movie, right? Wakanda
Maybe, right?
Forever. Yeah.
Let's see, man. I mean, I'm hoping so. Al, man, same question to you, brother. Like, what's your thoughts, man? Like I said, last week, the last episode of the Real Fan Review, we did what's going on with Phase Four, and I
Hmm.
wonder if just by knowing that Wakanda Forever ends Phase Four, did that change the way you look at Phase Four a little bit?
Actually, quite a bit. Yeah,
Quite a bit.
because
Okay.
yeah, because to your point, like I was waiting for, okay, what's the big scene? Like, what's Phase Four going to culminate in?
Right.
And seeing what Phase Five and Phase Six are going to entail, and the movies that and the shows that they have planned, and what I'm anticipating is going to happen in those based on the titles.
Mm-hmm.
Phase Four is setting that up. So to B's point, we're going to get everybody who's going to be involved in those stories. We're going to get as many of them s- s- told to us now, who they
Right.
are, how they came to be, what's their backstory, who's their villain, what's their motive. Like, we're getting everything about the individual characters now. That's why, like what I was complaining about last week, which was, all of these movies seem to be self-contained, and that's
Mm-hmm.
because they seem to be meant to be. And then Phase Five is where they're going to expand and use them into building the group movies. Like, I think there's about two Avenger movies coming all of a sudden, and you have Secret Wars and so forth, Secret
Yeah.
Invasion. So that's where you're going to have now again all of these people coming together. But now we'll know so much about them that it's going to kind of like Endgame and Infinity War, where we didn't need backstories in these movies because we knew everybody already.
Yeah.
So I think I'm hoping it'll allow them to do a deeper version of all of these movies come Phase Five, Phase Six, because we don't need backstories. They can
Yeah.
just throw us into the action, and hopefully that's what we get.
Yeah, man, it really did kind of open up my eyes a little bit to be like, all right, I know that I kind of was like, dude, there's no direction, there's nothing going on. Like we talked about it, we said there's gods, there's relics, there's people going against their own gods and stuff like that. Like, what in the hell is happening here? And
Hmm.
to be honest with you, there's still a sense of that because it's like, even though we know now the end game for Phase Six, where we're headed towards finally. I
Hmm.
still don't really understand all the little drop offs that they give, the little drop offs of where we're at and where we're headed. So listen, let's talk about now Phase Five that was finally introduced, and we know it starts with Ant-Man and the Wasp and the Quantum Mania. But let me tell you guys, I have my phone. I'm not being rude. I'm just looking at the photos here. We got Ant-Man, the Quantum Mania, Secret Invasion, Guardian of the Galaxy Volume 3, The Marvels, Echo, Blade, Ironheart, Loki season 2, Agatha, what is that? Coven of Chaos. We got Daredevil, Born Again, 18 episodes on Disney Plus. We got Captain
18.
America. Yeah, let's
Fuck.
do it. Let's do it. Captain
And
America, New World Order, and then we end Phase 5 with Thunderbolts, which I find interesting because again, we have this phase that ends without Avengers,
hmm
but I
Not
feel
our
like
Avengers.
not out right, but I feel like Wakanda Forever is going to have a bunch of people in it. I really do. I really feel like it's going to have a bunch of people in it, and I feel like the fact that Thunderbolts is the last movie is almost like a evil Avengers or the like Suicide Squad version of the Avengers.
yeah,
And with Phase 5, there's a lot more Disney Plus than I'd like to see on there. I'd rather see more movies than Disney Plus, but I'm still interested in everything that's going on in there, man. I mean, it looks sick. I
yeah.
mean, is there anything that stands out to you out from Phase 5?
Phase Five, was looking at, and I'm eager for surprisingly Blade. Like, I
Yes.
want to see how they bring him into the MCU. I really enjoyed the Wesley Snipes version of Blade.
Mm-hmm.
So, and oh geez, why am I drawing a blank on the actor playing him now?
Oh,
Mer-
Mahershala Ali.
Mahershala
yeah.
Ali.
Yeah.
I really enjoy him. He's a great actor.
Yeah.
So to see what he can do for the Blade character, how they incorporate him, does he bring Black Knight with him into the
Oh, hell
movie?
yeah. Jon Snow knows something this time.
Ah, kid, yeah.
He still don't know. He's
He still doesn't. Jon Snow know nothing.
So that, and I want to see. I mean, 18 episodes of Daredevil.
Mm. In
Kid,
the MCU.
Yo, every
Damn.
other Marvel show has only gotten 6, 8, maybe 18. Like they're
Yeah.
telling a story there. So I really want to see what the hell story are they telling that you got to give this show 3 seasons worth in one season for it. Because so
Yeah,
yeah,
man.
so those two are the ones that when I saw them on the board, I was like, all right.
Brandon, what made you say all right? What shows or movies in phase five, man, got your attention?
You know, I would say Ant-Man Quantumania because of MODOK. Like,
Ah,
like I thought MODOK a while ago, was one of the villains that we wanted to see. And I mean, it's about time they bring him in. But I was
right.
just like, damn, like Ant-Man's got Kang and MODOK. Like for an Ant-Man movie, they are stacking this one.
Yeah. And you lucky bastards at Comic Con Hall H, you got to see a trailer. I'm hating
Yeah,
just a little bit.
just a little.
Yeah, B. So, I mean, anything else? How about Disney Plus wise?
I mean, I'm like Al said, like I love the original Daredevil series, and for them to give us 18 episodes, I don't know if they're telling us off the bat that this is getting 3 seasons,
Mhm.
or are they giving us 18 fucking episodes like that? That's a big difference there.
Right.
And
Hmm.
so like, of course, I'd love to see as much Daredevil as possible. But I'm thinking back now to the original Netflix shows, and Daredevil had 13 episodes, maybe. And
Mhm.
so to get, the 5 additional episodes, I'm a little concerned there might be too much.
Right.
Are we watching some shorts? Are these Daredevil shorts? Because we've seen
Mm.
Daredevil series already, and he's gonna be appearing in many outlets. He's gonna be in She-Hulk. He's gonna be in the Spider-Man cartoon series. So like
Yeah.
that's a lot of Daredevil, and surprisingly a lot of Daredevil given where the MCU is. Like I don't know why we're getting so much Daredevil. To be honest, that I feel like we're building like 3 or 4 teams here. Whereas
Mm.
Daredevil could probably take place on the Midnight Suns.
Hmm.
And we have Blade, Daredevil, the Black Knight.
Moon
We
Knight.
could Moon Knight, right? We could.
Yeah.
I feel like we're building a Black Suns group. The Midnight Suns. We're building a new Avengers. We're building the Thunderbolts. Maybe even the Young Avengers. I feel like we are in the building of many teams right now, and it's interesting because even he could be in the Thunderbolts. Really,
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I hear that he plays like kind of like a villain and also a hero in different comic books and stuff like that. So yeah,
Yeah.
that could come and pull out. I gotta tell you, the one that stood out for me is Captain America: New World Order, man. And
Okay.
the only reason, honestly, besides the fact of Sam Wilson's version of Captain America, is because of all the other Captain America movies. They have been some of the best movies in the MCU. Winter Soldier, Civil War, First Avenger, all three of those movies are fantastic. So I
Hmm.
feel like they're going to give him that same kind of energy, hype, and a great story. And again, I think they have to kill it. You cannot call him Captain America and give him a weak movie, dude. I cannot wait. And then even like the title, New World Order. Like I know for me, NWO is wrestling. No, no, I'm kidding. New World Order is the thought process that all these different countries and governments are all working together and making laws and rules to all make things work together, right? And for the rich stay rich, the powerful stay powerful. So to
Hmm.
me, to hear the New World Order, and I'm like, I'm so in there, and I want to see what's going on with this new, and I'm sure Bucky's going to be in there too. So
Yeah.
I can't wait to see it, and I feel like it's an opportunity. Also, I mean, everyone's going to want to see if freaking the original Cap, is going to be in this movie as an older version of himself. Let's find out if he is on the moon. But I cannot wait to see Captain America: New World Order, and
Hmm.
then right behind it, honestly, and it's only because of where it's placed. The last movie of the MCU Phase 5 is Thunderbolts. And knowing that what Thunderbolts are, which is the extreme version of the Avengers, the evil version of the Avengers, the Suicide Squad version of the Avengers,
Hmm.
I want to see what the hell that movie's all about and what they
Yeah.
do. You know,
Yeah.
because I feel like the good Avengers are going to be put off to the side for everything that's happened before it, and people are going to trust the Thunderbolts. And I cannot wait to see how that story plays out, dude. I really can't, man.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it, man.
Do you
And
think they're
then,
going to bring on Abomination since they keep it bringing them into these shows?
absolutely,
Oh,
absolutely,
there needs to be like
Abomination.
a Hulk replacement.
Yeah.
Yeah, and who's going to be the Iron Man replacement, dude? If they bring back Hammer, if they bring back Justin Hammer,
Norman Osborn
Norman.
as the
Oh,
Iron Patriot.
oh, God. You see where we're going? You guys are tickling my fancy right now with all this talk, man. I
Don't
love
say
it.
that to me. Don't
Thunderbolt.
say that to me.
Don't say that to me. I love it, dude. And then let's get to the final phase 6 of this. Brandon, what did they call it? The multiverse saga?
The multiverse saga.
Oh, God. And they only showed us three things. Three things. Which was this one broke my heart though. Fantastic Four, they moved it way too far.
Yeah.
I thought the way they had mentioned it before, I thought Fantastic Four was coming right after Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Didn't
Yeah,
they?
I
That's
thought
what I
so
thought it
too.
was. Yeah.
So now they moved that shit all the way from like 2-3 years from down the road. But I see where they're going, dude. And I think Brandon sees where they're going too, because he's a big comic book reader with the Fantastic Four there. And then we got Avengers, the Kang Dynasty, which I guarantee you they're gonna change that title. There's no way in hell that should stay. The Kang
Just like
Dynasty,
what was the original one? It was like the Captain America Serpent War,
Serpent
right?
Society.
Serpent Society. Yeah.
Yeah, no, they're definitely gonna change that name. The Kang
I
Dynasty.
think
That just
the
sounds
Kang
bad.
Dynasty is a little
Yeah,
it's a little out there, you know.
yeah. I don't think that's it though. And then we have finally everyone's hope, wish, thoughts. Avengers: Secret Wars. We finally got it named. The title's out there. Oh,
And no Russos.
they didn't say Russo's, right?
The Russos
They
aren't
haven't
directing
announced
it.
it. They're not directing it.
They're not directing it.
Oh
Wow.
shoot.
Wow.
Well, they better direct Captain America: New World Order,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
I mean,
Brandon, you
they
sure they're not
said
directing it?
they weren't they weren't directing it, but that doesn't mean they're not going to end up doing it.
Right, because I know they've been asking for Secret Wars since they were
Yeah.
doing Endgame. So they've been, and listen, they have to come back to the MCU.
Yeah.
All their movies suck outside of the MCU.
They fucking do. They're really bad.
21 Bridges, Gray Man,
The Gray Man. Oh my god.
I haven't seen it yet, man.
dude.
Don't.
Yeah,
Don't.
and they were saying like they were trying to turn that into a whole universe by itself.
It was something like it was 9 books.
Yeah.
Close the book. That's why I watch movies. But yeah, listen, they have to come back to the MCU now. And they have to come back and represent because the movies that they've made outside of the MCU have sucked. So they come back home and knock it out the park with this one, man. Whatever they do next, you know. And I don't know. Listen, I don't really know much about Kang. I'll be honest with you guys. I didn't read Kang. When I was reading comic books, it was X-Men. It was not Avengers. It was X-Men, X-Force, X-Factor. I didn't know shit about the Avengers.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to what they do. Just seeing the Avengers title all over again was like, oh, like I can't believe I saw it. You know what I mean? Because I was actually thinking that they may not do Avengers again. They may do the Ultimate Avengers or they may do some other team factor. I really thought, honestly, after this phase and them saying mutants at the end of Miss Marvel, we're just going to go completely mutants from here on out.
Yeah.
To see that Avengers is coming up again, dude, that just gave me hope, man.
Mhm.
Al, how about yourself, dog? What'd you think of Six, those titles there?
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm still hoping for an X-Men incorporation or a mutants incorporation of somehow,
Mhm,
because if you can do a version of the Avengers with Wolverine
mhm.
like they had in the comics, forget it.
Yeah,
Yeah, like, yeah, I would love to see that on the screen. So if
right.
you could do that and then maybe have that branch it off into there's so many possibilities, but I got excited. I can't wait for Fantastic Four. I'm wondering if the Kang Dynasty is to really make us like a hint to the fact that one of the Kangs in these movies that we're going to go against is their son or the descendant.
Right.
Because one of the Kangs is the descendant of Reed Richards and Sue Storm. So to see if that's who the Kang for that we're going against in that movie is, like you
Right.
said, they can change the name, but I'm wondering if this is their way of hinting that that's who we're gonna see, and that's how come the Fantastic Four get brought in.
Right.
Yeah, man. Just like you said, it sucks that it's what 4 years away or 3 years away.
Yeah, dude. It's gonna give me that thing that happened with Avengers Endgame and Infinity War. I was like, God, I don't ask for much. Keep me alive, please. I need to see these two movies, man. Yeah, yeah, my kids need a dad their entire life. My wife needs a husband, but I want to see Avengers Secret Wars 6 years from now.
Please.
Please, God. Please. Brandon, talk to me about phase 6, Brandon. 6 years from now, Brandon. You'll be a married man by then, B.
I'm not dead in 6 years. Fuck. I think there's some space on that timeline. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I think they're pulling the rug out on us for that one. It seems to me, with everything going on, especially all of the right with that going on, I feel like they're going to be dropping bombs on us phase 6. I think phase 6 is going to start with Fantastic Four, then they're going to give us a mutants movie, then they're going to give us an Avengers movie, and which and they fucking lose.
They're
And
definitely
then
gonna lose. They're definitely gonna lose. Yeah.
I think the whole Kang Dynasty thing, the whole multiverse opening up again, and that allows for worlds and Secret Wars.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I think that's gonna happen.
Because how do you do Secret Wars and not have the Doctor Doom, not have Doc Octopus, like all of these people leading these different areas on Battle World? Like the whole premise was all of these people were like owning territories on Battle World, and this select group of heroes had to stop them. Like, come on. Come on.
Miles Morales is in there. All that stuff, man. They're gonna have to make some contracts with Sony, boy.
Storm, The Thing, Reed Richards, Spider-Man, Captain America, Iron Man. All of those guys are in secret. Have to.
I can't wait. I just can't wait. Please, God.
And Venom, Symbiote, Spider-Man.
Oh my goodness.
That's where he got it. That's where he got the suit.
Yeah, man. And talk about huge weight. Secret Wars from No Way Home. That symbiote is gonna make it. What is it doing for the last 4 years? Like
trying to get from Mexico to New York.
It's crawling. It's crawling hard.
Yeah, there's a little dot. Of Venom there.
That's it.
Yeah, man. And listen, there's some things that are missing in there, man. I didn't see anything about Armor Wars. Armor Wars was the Rhodey show.
Yeah.
Right. There was also some other stuff was missing off of there too that I hadn't seen either. I'll tell you the truth. I was surprised with as well as Shang-Chi did that there's not a Shang-Chi 2.
Yeah.
That's kind of interesting.
I feel like Shang-Chi is gonna find his way into a movie.
Yeah, he's gonna have to.
But with as well as his movie did as a standalone, how do you not give it another standalone sequel?
Yeah.
Like, how do you just incorporate them into another movie?
Yeah,
like
man.
I don't understand. That's the one that I agree with you. That was the one when you pointed that out, and I realized that it wasn't there. That took me for a little bit of a shock as well.
Yeah, man. So I'm wondering when we're gonna see a lot of these characters again, man. I mean, looking at that timeline, I honestly don't see where we're gonna see Thor again. Looking at that timeline, I know we'll see Miss Marvel most likely in the Marvels. Moon Knight, I can't see him in anything there. Moon Knight until maybe Blade.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Blade. Let's see who else. Falcon the Winter Soldier won't be until New World Order. We're talking 2-3 years from now. So there's a lot of stuff that they dropped off. Dude, if they don't mention the fucking statue, huge ass robot in the Indian Ocean in the next season or the next phase, I'm gonna lose my mind. Someone has to mention that there's a robot hand out of the ocean, please. Oh man, listen,
Yeah.
San Diego Comic-Con, it was cool, and then all of a sudden Marvel took it off, man.
Yeah, kid.
That was amazing. And listen, I can only imagine what they're going to talk about in the DC in the Disney version of
Oh,
Comic-Con.
D23.
D23. Oh, dude.
That's where they're gonna bring back the phases and they're gonna start scratching off the names again.
Avengers, X-Men versus Avengers. Oh, please. Please.
A Phoenix Force movie? Okay, I'm down with the Phoenix Force movie.
Logan Part 2. Wait, where was Deadpool?
Oh yeah, there's
They
no
were talking about
Deadpool.
Deadpool 3, and there was not one mention of Deadpool.
Yeah.
So again, there's a lot of space.
Well, they
for
did that
things.
last time. Remember when they did the phases? When they did phase 4, there was a bunch of stuff that got thrown in that wasn't there.
Yeah.
Because
So
I
there's
think,
gonna be some stuff, man. There's
Yeah.
like I said, there's phase 5 looked like they were missing a lot of movies. You know what I mean? Like I was like, wait a minute, they're only doing like 3 movies a year. And I'm like, they've been doing 4.
yeah,
So
yeah,
that-
everything was else was shows.
Yeah. So I feel like they're gonna do D23. They're gonna be like, let's talk about mutants. Let's go with Deadpool. You know,
Okay.
And let's talk about the Fantastic Four. Let's talk about Namor. Let's talk about X-Men. You know,
Could you imagine that they just pulled this whole like Miss Marvel's a mutant thing, and we don't see an X-Men for the next 3 years?
Brandon, it's about to be another year or two, and they still haven't talked about the big robot that is in the ocean. We've had 4 movies, 5 Disney Plus shows, and they have not talked about the giant robot size of the planet that's hanging out of the ocean. So crazy, man. Oh man, listen, San Diego Comic-Con, amazing. Every year we have the San Diego Comic-Con episode, and it's like just nuts what we end up talking about, man. It just left us no time to talk about Nope. Al and I got a chance to watch Nope this weekend.
Yeah, crazy.
But I'm sure Brandon's gonna watch it, and they'll do a Nope review this weekend. So
Nope.
listen, this is us. This is the real fan review coming out of Long Island, New York. We're gonna end the podcast right here tonight, and we'll see you guys on the next episode there. Again, talking about Nope. So saying goodnight is myself, Hob, and also my brother B.
Adios, everybody.
We got our man in the chair, Al.
Have a good night, everybody.
And myself, Hav, again, saying, guys, thank you so much for listening, for watching. If you're watching us live on YouTube, this is the first time we did live on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button. We have fun like this every week talking about movies, movie news, movie rumors, MCU, DCEU, action, horror, everything. Listen, just come back, man. We lead you. We love y'all. Talk to us, all right? You can email us at therealfanreview@gmail.com. Again, we'll catch you on the next podcast talking about Nope. We'll catch you on the next podcast. Till next time.